People have been spamming this video in my content suggestions section, my server, for literal weeks. Apparently this lady is some kind of TERF. Her video is called Female Vulnerability, Feminism, and the Transgender Movement. It's a little bit of a yikes title, so it does sound pretty TERFy, but regardless, I guess we'll get into it. I should clarify, I don't watch these videos ahead of time before I cover them on stream. No idea what the arguments are that are coming, and I do this because I want to be as surprised as possible by every argument, because that kind of helps me sharpen my skill at arguing against them. And I've been told that TERF arguments are the peak difficult to argue against points, right? Like, if you aren't a seasoned debater, it's really hard to argue against TERFs, but we'll see. We'll see if we hear some good arguments here.
What am I doing?
Oh, that's so fucking loud. Holy shit.
Hi, welcome to Just Thinking Out Loud. My name is Desiree. Again,
Oh wow, this is not the format I expected this video to be in. It looks like some kind of like... Yeah, it looks like some like actual kind of like professional video from a channel that's not like... How many subs does this channel have? Oh, 20.7k. Oh, I have more subs than her. Maybe you should actually come on and debate if I disagree with her on this. Alright, let's see.
don't ask about the mic. I hope that you guys are doing well. So, there have been some articles and topics floating around, such as a boy being allowed into the girls' locker room at a school, and Hannah Mounsey, a transgender athlete competing with biological females.
So when she says boy going into a girl's bathroom, I'm going to assume she means trans woman, because we do know before I've been told she's a TERF. So no, not boys going in girls' bathrooms, girls going in girls' bathrooms. Who is Hannah something? Who's the trans athlete that she's talking about?
Competing with biological females.
Hold on.
Hannah Mounsey, a
Hannah Mounsey? Does anybody know what her name is? I'm actually curious. Mounsey. Yeah, what's the issue with this? It's fucking... It's like football or some shit. Handball? Is an Australian national squad handball player. What the fuck is handball? You fucking Britbonger adjacents in your sports. The fuck? It looks like... What is this? This looks like soccer, tennis, football, soccer, and baseball all in one sport. What the fuck am I looking at? You fucking Britbonger adjacents. Mounsey was in Australia in men's handball before transitioning. She has been the subject of controversy over her eligibility to participate in women's competitions. Mounsey debuted. I always mispronounce that. What the fuck is hawker? Did I say hawker instead of soccer? Listen, I can't speak, okay? One day I'll learn to speak, okay? Please. Is the subject of controversy over her eligibility to participate in women's competitions. Mounsey debuted in the Australian women's national handball team in 2018 Asian Women's Handball Championship. Mounsey decided to transition while in Qatar to compete in the 2016 Summer Olympics qualifying tournament and began hormone therapy in November 2015. Guys, she's been on hormone therapy for 5 years, for half a decade, okay? I think we're good. If there's any line that we draw where like a trans woman is able to be able to compete with cis women in sports, it's going to be after 5 years of hormones. That is like a ridiculously long time. Well, I'm actually curious because I see images of her whenever I look on whenever I look here, where like she looks like she could be early on in transition, and I understand that, but like I feel like these pictures are taken a while ago. But I would like to point out some of the I feel like some of the ladies that she's going against are like stronger looking than her. Like, she's got like big arms, but they don't look like there's a lot of like muscle definition there. This lady looks like she could probably punch your teeth out. Well, this lady looks like if she punched me, it would probably hurt kind of bad. Maybe like if she like hit me in the jaw, it would like hurt pretty bad. This lady would be able to knock me out with a good punch. She just looks like an athletic cis woman here. This isn't really like weird. This is such a strange issue that I see. There's plenty of muscular women. Like muscular cis women are a thing. Like holy shit. Is there, I don't know if some of these are fake because it seems like it's some clickbait shit, but like this is real. Muscular women are a thing. This reminds me of the character from The Last of Us. The Last of Us 2, where everyone is like whining that this character is must be a trans woman because she's muscular. I'm sorry, but literally any cis woman that goes to the gym for like 4 months, maybe 3 months, can look like this. This is not like overly muscular for like a cis woman to reach, okay? Like, why is it that when dudes see like a muscular woman, they're like, tranny, yeah, fake woman, guy in a dress, yeah, dude, bruh, subscribe to PewDiePie, bruh. Jesus Christ. No, it's not a copy strike. Listen, that was previously released trailer footage. Yeah, you can neat me all you want. I don't care. I literally had the build doing minimal gym work outs for V a little. I don't know what you just said, Fatal. I'm sorry.
A transgender athlete
Hey, listen, I'm seeing people with white names neating in chat, okay? You better at least be subbed if you're gonna neat, okay?
competing with biological females.
Why do they say this? Biological females. Why the fuck does it matter? Who cares about the integrity of sports over the, a fucking sports ball over the enfranchisement of a massive slice of the population?
Biological man who's a transgender woman who is competing with biological.
A biological man? What is a biological man? Wait, hold on, guys. What is a biological man? I mean, I've done a lot of research on trans issues. I've done a lot of, you know, I've engaged with the data, and I've never heard of a biological man or a biological woman before. I mean, I've done a lot of research. I've never heard of this. It's almost like this has been made up by TERFs.
Females. And then I was thinking about this and putting it into the broader Me Too movement. So the topics I want to touch on are female vulnerability, specifically in terms of physical strength, because both genders do have their strengths and their weaknesses.
Both genders, implying there's only two. Wait, what is this like obsession TERFs have with painting women? I should say cis women as being weak and dainty and in need of protection and constantly at like the whims of like being attacked and just annihilated by a man, right? Like this is really okay. I'm about to have the most based take in the history of base takes. All TERFs are misandrists. They hate men, and they've associated with men with penises, and so they hate penises ostensibly, and they associate trans women with penises, and so since trans women tend to have penises, that makes them men, and they hate men, so thus they hate trans women. That's literally their logic. They just hate men, and that hatred of men causes them to do some mental gymnastics to view trans women as men, and so they hate trans women too. And then, of course, when it comes to trans men, they see trans men as being like lesbians who are like misled lesbians, basically. There are only two genders, Xanderhall and Vosh. Which one is better? Which one is better? That's the question.
And feminism, feminism that purports that women can do anything that men can do, but also the same feminism that only focuses on women as victims and not necessarily women as perpetrators. And then, because this is very related to the transgender movement and blurring the line.
Okay. Cis women are not being oppressed. No one's rights are being taken away. In the same way that no one's rights are being, well, I guess technically, in the same way that no one's rights are being taken away when we ended segregation of bathrooms and shit like that. Alright? Vosh is a gender, Xanderhall is a lifestyle? True. You're born Xanderhall, it's not a choice.
And the boundaries between what it means to be female and what it means to be male. And of course, I'll just put as a caveat that I don't think that gender roles have to be strict. I think that there are men that may have some more feminine qualities than women and vice than the average man and woman.
The issue is that, like, we disagree on, like, a base level. She just disagrees with the literal consensus that gender and sex are two different things. Gender is a socially constructed, like, basic set of ideas around a gender identity. Part of it is your presentation, your gender presentation. Part of it is your gender identity. So there's those two. And sex is your biological state of being on the masculine end of the bimodal distribution or the feminine end of the bimodal distribution. With a heavy preference for male or female, but obviously you have other ends as well, because, you know, that's how bimodal distributions work. The existence of intersex people negates the existence of a binary by definition. They just disagree with the science on this, and they just won't they won't bite the bullet on it. I really wish they would bite the bullet and admit that they're feelings over facts. I think abortion restrictions happening right now is women's rights being taken away, though. Well, here's the thing, though, Kathy Songbird. It is mostly women that are affected by it, but men are affected by it too, particularly trans men. There are a lot of trans men who are capable of getting pregnant, and they deserve the right to an abortion as well. It's not purely a woman's issue. And there's also the issue of, like, hey, guess what? If you get a woman pregnant with your child and they want to get an abortion and you're like, yeah, I want to be able to get an abortion as well, it's an issue too. It's just a human rights issue, having access to an abortion. And that's like a whole other argument, obviously. Personally, my argument is I think that we basically come to the conclusion as a society that if your bodily autonomy is against your will being taken away or infringed on some way, shape, or form, you have the right to defend yourself. Even if that means, like, killing someone. Like, if someone comes up to you and tries to murder you, you have the right to use lethal force back at them as they're trying to kill you, right? So let's say you get pregnant and you've got a child inside of you, and carrying a child who isn't even born yet, and there's a debate on whether or not that's even a person inside of you, something that requires you, like, to subsist off of you in order to exist, and that, like, harms you and massively degrades your quality of life. I mean, being pregnant massively degrades your quality of life. You can't really run. Your mobility is heavily fucked up. I think you have the right to terminate the pregnancy just because you are against your will potentially having another thing infringe on your bodily autonomy. If it was any other situation where it wasn't like a fucking fetus, it would be different. That's my take. But we probably have lots of disagreeers in chat. Purple Cat Mage, thanks for the $3. I appreciate it, Chief. Check this out. I think she is really muscular and still feminine, in my opinion. What did you send me? What did you send me? There's no links in chat. Alright, let's continue.
And that may have more masculine traits than the average woman.
Alright, someone sent a meme here. Alright. Hope this isn't TUS. Yeah, holy shit, she's muscular. Okay. Tell me this chick couldn't fucking break your neck with one hand. This lady could break anybody in this chat's fucking spine with, like, a fucking back of the head punch. Tell me this fucking cis lady, I'm pretty sure she's cis, right? Is she cis? I'm pretty sure she's cis. Tell me this lady couldn't fucking annihilate that one trans girl that does the fake sport, the fake Australian sport. Just fucking... She could fucking destroy her. Alright. Yeah. Muscular cis women are a thing.
And that's totally okay. But it is most certainly a fact that there is sexual dimorphism in the species, the human.
Yes, sexual dimorphism. Based on a bimodal distribution of sexual characteristics with a strong tendency for male and female. However, sex and gender aren't the same thing. I'm sorry. And also, when you undergo a sex change operation, or the transition in general, I guess, sex change operation is kind of like broad meme, but like when you undergo transitioning physically, a lot of your physical features are going to be changed. There are just a lot of trans girls that you just wouldn't feel comfortable putting in the sports with like cis men, right? Like, there are some really, hold on, like, okay. I know, we gotta use Blair White, because she's, like, the most famous trans person out there right now. Like, we all know and hate Blair White. Here's her at the gym. You're not going to put this woman... You don't... Would it be fair to put this woman in a game of, doing her makeup at the gym? She's unironically on, like, an elliptical, putting on makeup in this picture. Do women do this? The fuck? Is this a thing that happens? I feel like she'd be sweating the makeup off as she's doing it. The fuck? Either way. Like, it would be fucking cruel to put this woman in a game of handball, is that what it's called? With cis men. That would be completely unfair. This woman is in almost every single way on the female side of the spectrum, okay? Like, if we bring up a... Okay, hold on. Let's discuss this here. Here's the spectrum on the left. We got... Fuck off. God damn it. Alright, here's the spectrum, okay? On the left side, we got your really feminine memers. Then in the middle, you got your pretty androgynous memers. On the other end, you got your pretty masculine memers, right? It's not a binary, as in, like, one or the other. This is how a binary would be. One or the other. It's a bimodal distribution, which means there's a strong... It's a spectrum, but there's a strong tendency for one or the other, right? Now, if we were to, like, decide where Blair White is on this on this spectrum, right? Would we say she's on this side, guys? Would you say she's around here or something? I don't think so. We all hate Blair White, but she is not on the blue side of this spectrum. I'm sorry, but she is not on the blue side of the spectrum, okay? She is way closer in every fucking way, besides, I think, her genitals, I think she has, like, a dick, to female than she is to male. And it would be goddamn cruel, although kind of funny, to put her into a game of fucking handball with, or whatever the fuck it's called, with a bunch of cis men. There's two genders, traditional and political. Same thing with races, nationalities, and sexualities. True! The two genders, man and political.
Species, and in many species in the world, sex is how life is created. This is how we reproduce ourselves, and it is the union of the male and the female that creates much of what we see.
The fuck? What? How do these people call themselves feminists? That's what's so hilarious, because they aren't feminists. None of them are feminists. They're all traditional conservative-leaning cucks, and they're just like, yeah, the traditional male and female coming together to have a child is what makes society happen, and that's all we should care about, because humans should be completely beholden to the biological, like, this is what I think is biological descriptivism is what it's called. It's fucking stupid. How do these people call themselves feminists?
In the world around us. So that is reality, and I believe that some people are trying to deny that. Have you noticed that there is a contradiction between the idea that there are strong women, all women are able to do whatever a man can?
Except no, women are super weak and will be crushed by any man they come across, and we need to protect them, and if cis women compete with trans women in sports, they'll be destroyed, and it's a fucking degenerate display, and we need to stop it. We need to save these poor innocent cis women.
But then there's also the Me Too movement, where people only focus on...
What the fuck does this have to do with the Me Too movement? Wait, this lady is not a fucking feminist. She's unironically getting mad at the Me Too movement. Wait, why are you guys needing me for... Okay. Oh, we got white names in chat trying to neat. Hey, guess what, fuckers? You can't neat unless you're subbed. Fuck you.
Men being victims when men are also victims.
Wait, yes, you can.
So it's as if they're on one hand saying that women are equal to men in all respects, and then on the other hand, they're saying that, but we won't hold women accountable in the same way.
What do you mean by holding women accountable? I fucking hate when reactionaries do this, where they use this vague language. They always do it. They say agendas or hold women accountable, or they'll use euphemisms like men going into women's bathrooms. Like they're never honest with what they're talking about because they have to use euphemism and they have to dog whistle their beliefs because they have no actual arguments. They have to obfuscate their positions.
And then, because of this version of equality that doesn't acknowledge biological differences in gender, then you ignore actual female vulnerability in relation to men,
Listen,
specifically.
nobody is denying okay, so for starters, there's no biological differences in gender. There's biological differences in sex. No one is denying that sexual dimorphism exists, and generally females are weaker than males by like default, right? And generally women tend to be female and generally men tend to be male. Nobody is denying this. However, you guys like to act like anybody who doesn't fall into these categories is invalid or some kind of freak, or if we try to make things better for them, we're punishing real biological women by making trans women feel included, which is the right thing to do. And there's literally no downsides to it. It's only people like you that get angry about it. Like, why do like actual feminists, like not conservative like fake feminists like this lady, why do actual feminists overwhelmingly support trans women like being in women's spaces? Why do real feminists like the super SJW college feminists, right? The big pink hair, you know, SJW feminists, why are they totally cool with it? Why are they usually totally cool with having trans women in women's bathrooms? Why? If they're like supposedly supposed to care about women's rights. Because they do. And because trans women are women. It's not like we have some sort of epidemic of men pretending to be trans so they can go into women's bathrooms and like, I don't know, like rape women. Like, wait, it's already illegal. Like if a guy, okay, if a guy wants to go into a women's bathroom and like rape some women in there, he's just gonna go in there and do it. Raping people is already illegal. What do you think he's going? What? Wait, is a man going into a woman's bathroom like against the law? Pretending to be a trans woman isn't going to do anything in terms of like in terms of helping with legality. If he gets caught doing it, he's going to go to prison for the same amount of time. It's not like, oh yeah, but if I claim I'm a trans woman, then I'll have my sentence reduced for raping this lady in the bathroom. Like, it's not a thing that happens. It's not how the law works. What the fuck? If anything, if the lady ends up murdering or trying to murder the person, the lady will get away with it. What? Yeah, second wave feminism at it again.
Specifically, I would say physical. That's the biggest.
That's the funny thing, though. When I was a reactionary, we called it fourth wave feminism because we didn't really understand. Like, back when I was a reactionary, what we said was like first wave feminism was like the suffrage movement. Second wave feminism was like women's equality in the workplace, right? And things like that, like equality in the workplace. And then third wave feminism is like equality in the media in general, right? Like getting access to things like that. And then fourth wave feminism is like the SJW, you know, the SJWs. That's fourth wave feminism is the bad one. That's what I would say when I was a reactionary, or when I was early on my reactionary days. Eventually, I got to feminism is just bad altogether, and women probably shouldn't have suffrage because women vote emotionally and they make emotional decisions while men make calculated logical decisions, and so it's not a good idea to give them the right to vote. But my days of 2016 and early 2017 were a bad time for me. Okay, but yeah, yeah, no, that's it's just interesting how now that I'm a leftist, we kind of there's just first and second wave feminism. That's basically where we draw the line. I just find that interesting because people were bringing that up in chat.
Difference, and I think that this is actually damaging and
Oh, no,
can.
no, seriously, hypers. If you did like the first three waves of feminism were okay, but or the third and fourth one are the bad ones. When you were like a reactionary or at some point in life, hypers. If you were like, oh yeah, first and second and maybe third wave feminism are cool, but fourth wave feminism has gone too far. The SJWs are taking over. They don't actually have anything to complain about anymore. They're just being crazy and complaining about nothing. Yeah. Oh shit, an actual
Trend
sub
rights.
interrupted that streak. Hey, Purple Cat Mage, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Thank you for contributing to the white genocide and trans rights indeed. I appreciate that. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Got a 13 combo. We got 341 viewers right now. I'm curious what kind of combos we're gonna be able to get when I have like 1,000 viewers. God, do you guys think we'll get 1,000 viewers on a stream by the end of the year? I feel like we might. Type 1 if you think we'll get 1,000 viewers by the end of the year. Maybe. Maybe. Maybe one day.
And end up hurting women, because there is a difference in vulnerability, and women sometimes do need to be protected. In general, we have created a society where people are safe, but if it were just, a man and a woman, the average man and the average woman, the woman might, depending on what she knows, like
What, are like all men predators or something? Like, are all men just like out to try to like rape women or something like that? Like, this is the issue with second wave feminists, right? They don't really actually care. Like, this lady really does just hate men and sees men as like predatory, and she's equating that with trans women. And so now she's thinking that trans women are just predatory or trying to take advantage of society being nice to them. I'm sorry, but this is just not the case. Give a shit about like equality, please. I'm begging you. Please give a shit.
maybe she has some certain skills like martial arts that will help her out in a situation. But in general,
I do like her accent though, situation. I like it. It's a good accent.
women are more vulnerable than men. They are. And not just in their regular state, they also get pregnant. They're
Arab Vanguard, I banned Pitbot because it kept on banning people for spam whenever they would like type shit a lot, and I'd have to type out and unban while I'm covering a video, so I just banned Pitbot, so now you guys can spam however. You guys can spam to your heart's content. Try it. Try spamming. The only thing that'll happen is like the site will make it so you have to take a second before you type stuff, but on Vosh's website, if you type too quickly, you'll get banned. Now you can spam on my website because I banned Pitbot. It's awesome. I just have mods to take care of things instead.
have periods. I should say we have periods in their lives where they're not in their full capacity because they give childbirth. And that's just the way the universe made us. So I started thinking about this because I was looking at donations on a website. I think it was like the Giving Project.
The idea that you like center womanhood around giving birth is fucking garbage. Like, that's literally not like, this is the issue. This is like a distinction between like, so does she hate men? Because that's how you become a TERF. Like, hating men is basically the road to becoming a TERF. But also she's super conservative and thinks like what defines women is the ability to give birth. Like,
or something. It was like Give Directly. It's where you could give people donations directly. There were mostly countries in Africa, and people would say that they were spending it to get things for their family or to feed their family. And I was looking at it and thinking, oh, there are so many women on here. I don't want to not help the men as well. And then I had the thought that maybe the women actually need it more, because in these kinds of societies, they might actually be more vulnerable because of the
she's virtue signaling. No, TERFs don't give a shit about men. They hate men. That's why they hate trans women, because they see them as men.
cultures that they're in. And then I was like, well, in this Western society, you're not really allowed to say things like that, because
What do you mean by not allowed? They love to say this. You're not allowed to say anything. I'm not allowed to spread my opinion. You are allowed to say anything you want. Most Western countries have some form of freedom of speech. There's exceptions, of course, but at least if we're talking about America, we've got freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, unless you're like threatening like somebody or yelling fire in a crowded theater. That's obviously against the rules. But you can say whatever you want. But guess what? Other people are allowed to say whatever they want too, and they'll call you out for your bullshit. That's the beauty of the marketplace of ideas. And you'll get shit for saying shit. People will give you shit for saying something they don't agree with. And that's freedom of speech right there. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Don't say, oh, people disagreeing with me is not being allowed to say something.
women are just supposed to be kind of strong. And then I was like, well, no, actually, then I thought about the Me Too movement, and they don't behave like that. They say this, like I said earlier.
Women are supposed... Literally, the Me Too movement is about empowering women. And like, women coming out, usually women, people in general, like, obviously, you've got, like, Terry Crews as an example. Alright, slow down the spam, guys. Listen, spamming will stop now. Emily's gonna start banning people. The spam was fun for a while, but you guys gotta stop. Wait, no. The Me Too movement is literally about empowering mostly women to come out and reveal their abuse that they've, like, had from people with more power than them. That's literally what the Me Too movement is about. It's about empowerment and like speaking up. It's not about like taking care of women and sheltering them. What the fuck are you talking about? At least do the tiniest bit of research or like about what the Me Too movement is. Lefty Orbiter, thank you for the $10. His first time on the stream, gotta pay those viewing taxes. Yes, actually, if you're watching this right now and you're not subbed, honestly, get the fuck out of my stream right now, you fucking freeloaders. Listen to me, you little shits. Fucking sub to me right now, you little fuckers. How do you expect me to be able to stream every day if I can't buy my fucking food? I'm just kidding. Listen. I'm just kidding. Listen, hey, I'll get away with it. I'm a guy. Nobody's gonna be uploading to this list of live streams fails and saying, oh yeah,
First time on the stream, gotta pay those viewing taxes.
True. Nobody's gonna be putting this on live stream fails being like, fucking femoid thoughts, these fucking Twitch thoughts begging for money, these fucking whores, No one's gonna do that because I'm a man and I can get away with it because people will just say it's a joke, because it is a joke, but still. Women are the ones that get attacked for it, not me. I'm a man, I can do that. The Chuds will because you're an SJW? Nah, well, the Chuds will attack me for anything. But, well, the Chuds will attack me for anything, but that's not gonna really get out to the wider, public, right? Like, the wider public won't make fun of me for doing that because they'll think it's a joke. Unless I say something that they can, if they can say I'm a simp, then they'll do it, because simp is, like, the new word, right? Like, you know, I've actually been getting, like, it used to be I would get comments that are like soy or SJW or cuck. That's what people would call me. Now people just comment simp, like on any topic. Like I'll be talking about climate change and someone will comment simp. And it's like, is that how far we've come? Is that how dead the word simp is now? I feel bad about it now. I feel so bad. The word is dying.
On one hand, and on the other hand, they don't really treat women in that way. And I don't necessarily always think they should. I think that people should always be held accountable for their actions, whether or not they're a man or they're a
Nobody
woman.
disagrees with
But
this.
people shouldn't necessarily be treated.
Oh shit, Hannah.
Yes, sir.
Hannah Pia, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Holy shit, that actually worked. Maybe I should bully you guys into subbing more often. Hold on. Yo, chat. Let's do a poll. Should I bully you guys into subbing more often? Because I feel like you guys need to get whipped into shape. Because I see you fuckers. I see many of you guys in Vosh's stream donating like 10 bucks, 15 bucks. And I see you in my chat, and you have a white name. I see that shit all the time, okay? I tell you what. If I see you fuckers donating in Vosh's stream, and you got a white name in my chat, you're on my shit list, buddy. You're on my shit list. That's all I'm gonna say, alright? I'm not joking here. This isn't a joke. If I see you in Vosh's chat, donating, and you're already subbed to Vosh, and I come to my channel, and I check your account, because I do it. I'll come and I'll check your account on my website, and you're not subbed? You got a white name? Oh, you motherfucker. You better have a white name in Vosh's chat, too, if you have a white name here. I'm telling you. I'm telling you right now. Alright? You can watch my stream for free. Okay? I want to see you. I don't want to see you dumping money in Vosh's stream, who makes like 100,000 a year, and having a white name in my stream, where I eat fucking hot dogs with sliced white bread every day, and I shit once a week because my diet is so bad, because I can't afford anything but junk food, okay? I'll bully the fuck out of you guys. Alright, let's continue.
In the same way when it comes to certain differences, specifically I'm talking about the physical vulnerability difference. And I think that, I know I've heard people say this is not original.
Okay, the idea of like drawing a line between like men and women at physical ability, and like saying, oh, women and men need to be treated differently because of their physical ability, like fuck off. The majority of jobs nowadays don't require you to use like physical ability. Most of them require some kind of skill, right? Like even if you're digging ditches, any woman can do that.
Jesus Christ, man. Clam down. I'm not freeloading anymore. Get back to the nonsense. I mean, the nonsense about people not subscribing, not the TERF.
Well, they're both nonsense, and I'd say the TERF is probably speaking more nonsense than me. Thank you for the tier 1 sub, Lord Black. I appreciate that, buddy. It was really appreciated. Aw, Hannah Pia, thank you for the $15. Just have some money for bullying me, sir. Holy shit, I got people in chat that need like a dom to like shit talk them all day. And that's what they're into. God damn, I see what you guys in chat are into. Yeah, the bullying you guys actually works. Now I see why T-Hump does it. That shit actually works. God damn, okay. Yeah, donate, you pieces of shit. Fucking donate.
It's a huge failing on the...
In a way, you guys are all my subs and I'm the dom. Like a BDSM relationship.
Part of people who claim that they care about women to ignore the fact that they are vulnerable in this way.
It actually does work. My Bluebird too, thank you for the $10. Says I can't use my other account on my phone. Trans lefts though. Thank you for the $10, my Bluebird too. I remembered you. You're super sweet. Thank you for the $10. I appreciate it.
And it starts out with a transgender woman competing with other women, and that's just like a pride thing when you lose in a game.
For $10, not $5.
But if you're trying to transfer biological men who are transgender women into, say,
I've never heard of a biological man. I'm sorry. Is that a term that you're making up? Biological man? Haven't heard of it. Did like the scientists discover what a biological man was just today? She keeps saying that. I'm afraid there is no such thing as a biological man. The medical community has not designated that to be a thing. There is men, women, and non-binary gender identities that are different from sex, and then you have male and female on either end of a bimodal distribution of sexual characteristics. I'm sorry, there's just no such thing.
a female.
Except for Biogirl. There is one Biogirl in existence, and her name is ContraPoints.
Fine, I'll sub too.
Thank you, Lefty Orbiter. I appreciate that, buddy. Thank you very much. I love you.
Female prison, that's really dangerous. And so
Wait, what? Wait, being in prison is dangerous anyway. Do you guys actually unironically think that, like, having a trans girl in, like, a women's prison is, like, dangerous? Like, unironically think about that. Like, this is one of those issues, like, letting convicts vote. Like, a lot of people think, oh, we shouldn't let convicts vote because they're, like, you know, they're criminals, right? They could vote for something bad. But then you think about it, you're like, wait, why not? Wait, like, no, seriously. Why not? What do you think that, it would be dangerous for the trans girl? And yeah, absolutely. It would probably be more dangerous for a trans girl than the cis women in the prison. Because chances are that the cis women in the prison are going to be transphobic. And they're going to beat the shit out of and possibly murder the trans woman. Regardless, though, she's arguing from the perspective like the cis women are in danger in that situation. Oh, shit.
Hey, X, this might be my first donation to you. Hope you have a good week.
Thank you, Cole Ray. I appreciate that. It's so nice of you. I just realized you can call me X. X gonna give it to you. That's what you can say that about me, because my name starts with X. You guys can do that. Who's gonna be the first one to say it? Oh, no, we're Pepe modsing now? Alright. Try to give myself a cool nickname. No, I can't do it. My chat won't let me. My fans are bullying me. This is bullying? This is cyberbullying. This is cyberbullying. Chat, you're cyberbullying me right now. You guys need to stop.
Fine, I'll get off the freeloader train.
Thank you, Just Another Muffin. I appreciate that, buddy. I give you a big hug. I love you. Alright, let's continue.
again, I understand the philosophical roots of, and I'm really not against this, of people wanting to express themselves beyond beyond rigid gender roles. And I do believe that there are people out there.
This is literally what feminism is supposed to be all about, like liberating women and men from like rigid gender roles. And she's saying that I get if some people want to get out of those gender roles, but we need to enforce them because trans women bad.
Ignoring the fact that it's kind of a fad, like I've talked about in my other videos.
Oh yeah. For those that just sub that don't have the sub color yet, just give it a bit. It'll update in a minute and you'll have the sub color. Also try like refreshing your page. That might do it faster too.
So you kind of have to question whether or not it's the real deal or not. I do think there are people out there who have gender confusion for whatever reason, and they can go about it.
I'm not saying the N-word, Era Vanguard. What are you talking about? I love you.
In the way they want when they're adults or old enough. But you can't take that to the point where you end up hurting other people. So my point is that these notions of equality, which I think can end up in good things, like not stopping people from going into fields that they're passionate about just because of whatever attribute they have, such as their gender, those notions of equality, which can be good, cannot be in contradiction with reality.
What? Stop using euphemisms. Say what you actually believe. Please stop. Stop being so Weasley. Actually, just please stop using euphemisms. Just say your argument. I hate when reactionaries do this. Stop with the agenda. Stop with the taking away women's rights or blah 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 blah. Just say what you actually believe. Please stop with the fucking euphemisms. It makes me want to chop my dick off and throw it into a lake. In Minecraft. I don't know. Listen, I get very angry.
And I just see people pushing for this, and I think some
Hey, me too. Wait, I did just realize that would be like a transphobic meme in any other context.
something's quite wrong there.
Oh shit.
TERF lives don't matter.
True, Foxy Ops. TERF lives don't matter in game. Thank you, I appreciate it. I love you, buddy. I love you.
Because
Oh yeah, if you sub and donate, then you get the opportunity for me to say your name and say I love you. You guys know that? You get that parasocial Reno if you sub and donate. That's also cool.
it's fine to be male and female, and it's fine to recognize those differences. And
Stop it with the fucking, like, with the euphemism. Jesus Christ, literally nobody is saying it's not fine to be male or female. Nobody is saying this. Stop using euphemism. Just say your fucking argument, for God's sakes. Why are you so afraid to say your argument?
and it's fine to realize that there are strengths and weaknesses respective to the average individual in each of these groups. I just wanted to point this out. Thank you.
TERFs are fucking cowards. TERFs and reactionaries of all kinds, especially TERFs, are fucking cowards. They always speak in euphemism. They never just come out with their fucking argument. Can they just say what they believe? Can they just make their argument? I never do this. Fuck off. I literally never do this. I never refrain from saying what I believe or making my argument purely because, like, I always just say what I believe. I just make my argument and I put it out on the fucking table for anybody to take apart if they want to, or to, like, soak it in like a sponge. Like, I literally never do this, like, euphemism bullshit. All I ever do is, like, say in Minecraft at the end if I say something that could be TOS. Like, it's all I fucking do. I don't know. It pisses me the fuck off. Why are TERFs such fucking... Why are TERFs such fucking cowards? It pisses me the fuck off.